Hi everybody and welcome to this week's video, which is all about text functions. Like many people know, Excel has thousands of functions to calculate with numbers, but there are also many functions that can be used in combination with a text. In this video I will show you some of these text functions, so please enjoy. So today we're going to take a look at the text functions. The first function I want to show you is the concatenate function. With the concatenate function, you can add two values together in one cell. And I will show you when I type equal sign concatenate. I can select it here and press my tab key to use the function which is selected. Concatenate, and the first text is this one, the first name, and I can type my semicolon and I select this cell and I close my function, and you will see these two values are combined in one cell, John Smith. So it's a first name and a last name, and would be nice if there is a space between it. So we can add that just by changing the function a little bit. We are going to add a quotation mark, a space, and another quotation mark, and another semicolon. So basically we added three arguments to the concatenate function. The first cell is the first argument, the second argument is a space. A space is text, and text is always set between quotation marks in a function. Third argument is the last name, so we have three arguments: first name, space, and last name. I can press enter and you will see John Smith nicely separated by a space in the middle. Well, there is another way to do the same, and which is, I think, a bit faster. You can just type equal sign and make a reference to the first name in cell B4. You can just type the and sign, and you want a space behind it, and just again type the and sign and select the last name, make a reference to the last name. Just press enter and you will see the result is basically the same, but you're not using a function, you just use the and sign to put your things together, like the first name, the space, and the last name. The first name, the space, and the last name are just put together in this way. Another thing I want to show you is the isLeft and isRight function. You can split text up and you can just show the left side or the right side of a text. I can show you first the left side. I can type isLeft. I can open my function and you can see here, this one is bold, the text, it asks for a text. My text is this text, John Smith, and I can go to the next argument by typing a semicolon, and here it asks for the number of characters. So let's say I just want the first name showed in this cell. I know the first name is 4 characters, so I just type a 4 and I close my function. So when I press enter, you will see only the first name is shown in the cell. Well, basically the first 4 characters are shown in this cell. You can do the same with the last name. You can use the exact same formula function, but you just need to use the right hand side variant. You can type equal sign right, open your function, and you see again it asks for a text, and the text is this one, and the number of characters. Well, Smith is the last name, it has 5 characters, so I just type a 5 and I close my function. You will see here is my last name. Well, you can combine the left with the search function. And what is basically the advantage of that? Well, I can show you when I change this first name into, by example, Andrew Smith, you will see this function doesn't work anymore because it's still showing the 4 characters on the left side. It doesn't show the whole first name. So what can I do about that? I can just type John in this cell, and I can combine the left with the search function. And before that, I can show you the search function in this cell. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna search for a space in this cell. And how do I do that? I type the equal sign and I type search. I open my function, and here you see, just always carefully watch this text where Excel tells you what it needs. It needs a text, a find text. So that's basically what does Excel needs to look for, and that is a space. And a space is a text, so I type it between quotation marks. Well, the next argument is the text where it needs to be searched. So it needs to be searched in this cell. So I make a reference to B8. And the last argument, you can see by the signs here, that is an optional argument, but I can just go to that argument by typing semicolon, and I can type 1 because this is the start number. I want to start at the beginning of the text with searching for a space, so I just type 1. Start with the first character. I can close my function and press enter. You can see it says 5. Well, basically what we need is always the cells in front of the space, because that's the first name. So it's always the first 5 characters minus 1, because that's the text. The space itself is the 5th character, so we always need the space character minus 1. So what we can do, we can use the same left function as we did in here to get the first name. We can type is left, we can open our function, we can say we want from this text, and then the search function comes in. I can type semicolon, and I'm gonna determine the number of characters by the search function. So I can just type my search, no equal sign in front because we already did that in the front. My find text is, like I explained, the space between quotation marks. My next argument is the text within, it's this text, and my starting point is the first character. I can close my function, and I just need to correct this search result by minus 1. Like we said, the character number for the space is calculated, so we need just 1 less. Now I can also close my left function. I can press enter, and you will see the result is again John, just like here. But the advantage of this way is when I change John into Andrew, like I did before, this function will just show Andrew as a first name, although it is 6 characters now. So this is a function which always works. It's and this one not. So the next thing I want to show you is the upper function. The upper function is converting a text with small letters to capitals. So like I type here equal sign upper, I open my function, I select my text is my only argument here, like I see here. I close my function and I press enter. You see these small letters are converted to capitals, and are all capitals. When I want a name converted in capitals, but just the first letter of the first name and the first letter of the last name, I can do that with the proper function. The proper function, and I'm going to show you, I type the equal sign and I type proper. I open my function again, just like the upper function. I select my text and I close my function. And what it does is it converts the first letter of the first name, the first letter of the last name into a capital. and it just converts the first letter of each word in a cell into a capital. Well, the last thing I want to show you is the trim function. When you look carefully to this cell, you can see there is a large space between John and Smith, between the first name and the last name. That's because there are two spaces in between instead of one. It can happen accidentally that you type two spaces, but when you want a nice and clean worksheet with no double spaces, you can use the trim function. And when I type is equal sign trim, I open my function, and again, just in the upper function and proper function, I only argument is the text, and I can just select this text and I can close my function, and you will see like there's a double space in here. The trim function just removed the double space and made it a single space. So just to make your worksheet nice and clean. Well, thanks for watching my video about text functions. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave a comment. Also, don't forget to like the video, and if you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to watch even more of my weekly Excel videos.